Becoming a professional photographer literally changed my life. Hi, I'm John and this is Foxlow Academy. I've been a full-time professional portrait photographer here in the UK for over 12 years, and today I want to give you 5 top tips to becoming a professional photographer. It was around 2004 that I first picked up a 35mm SLR camera, and I pretty much instantly got the bug and wanted to pursue a career in photography. Getting a job in the industry just seemed like a complete mystery. I didn't know anyone in the industry, so I didn't really know where to start at that point. I used all of my free time to develop my skills and learn as much as I could, because I knew that if I didn't pursue this, I'd always wonder what if. And eventually I landed my first paid photography gig. So I put an advert up on Gumtree and amazingly got booked. I went and did this photo shoot for a family at their holiday home. Now, when I look back on those pictures, I'm not exactly proud of them. They weren't my finest work, but the client was happy with them and they liked them, and that was the most important thing. And I was thrilled that I'd made my first money from photography. In 2009, I was trawling Gumtree whilst I was at my full-time job, and I found an advert for a position with a photography studio. I sent them an email and an application, and that very evening I found myself sat at the studio having an interview, thus begun my professional career. Getting that break into the industry was a massive opportunity for me, and working there enabled me to learn a lot about marketing, about working with real clients, about posing, about lighting, about branding, and all of the aspects of actually running a photography business. Since that day, I've worked as a photographer ever since. I've done portraits, I've done freelance, I've done weddings, I've done commercial work. I've kind of covered the whole gamut up until where I am today, where I own and run Foxlow Photography with my business partner Danielle here in Derbyshire in the UK. Becoming a professional photographer literally changed my life. I remember being the first time somebody asked me what I did for a living, and I was able to say that I was a photographer. I felt so much pride in it, and it was the first time I'd ever really felt pride in what I did for a living. So enough about me, let's do 5 top tips to get you started. Tip number 1, get some kit. So you can get started in 2021, you can get started with your smartphone and Instagram as a place to share your photos, but that's only going to get you so far. You are going to need eventually to upgrade, and you want to get either a digital SLR or a mirrorless camera. The key is something that you can change the lenses on. So it means that you can upgrade lenses over time, and you can use different focal lengths depending on what you're shooting. If you're shooting portraits, generally a good rule of thumb is 50 to 85mm lenses are the sweet spot, but as with everything, rules are there to be broken, but certainly that's a good starting point. Tip 2, learn your craft. Now you've got your equipment, you've got your new camera, you've got your lenses, now it's time to learn how to use them. You're going to want to learn how to use your camera in manual mode. So you're going to want to learn about shutter speed, about aperture, and about ISO. These are all things that you can find loads of resources on online. Developing your skills and learning new techniques is really the key to progressing as a photographer. You want to buy magazines, you want to learn from YouTube videos, there's online courses available, you might even find in-person courses at local colleges and that kind of thing. And anything you can do to develop, learn new techniques, learn about lighting, learn about your camera is really going to help you on this journey. And as a portrait photographer, you're also going to want to work on working with people, how to direct them, how to pose them, how to light them. So any opportunity that you get to work with other people, photograph other people, is going to be really helpful. Tip 3, so now you've got your kit and you've started to learn how to use it. Now you want to start building a portfolio. Now this is still also part of learning how to use your camera and increasing your skill level, but a great way to build your portfolio is to offer shoots to family and friends. You can start working with people who you know and taking pictures of them, but it's important that you treat every shoot that you do as though it was a paid gig. So if you're photographing your best friend, still think about how you're directing them, how you're speaking to them, because what you're gaining is not only experience with using your camera and taking lovely photos, but also how to work with people, how to direct them, how to make them understand what you want them to do is a really key skill. So build your portfolio initially with people you know, but at some point you're going to want to work with people you don't know. So working with models is a great way to do this. There's sites such as Model Mayhem where you'll find people who are wanting to get into modelling in the same way you're wanting to get into photography, and those people will be willing to exchange their time for images. So they've got images for their portfolio and you'll develop images for your portfolio. This is really good. It's a really good way of doing it, because not only are you creating images that you can use to market yourself and to share on social media, but you're also learning interaction with clients, or something that very closely resembles your interaction with paid clients, because you don't know the models. Tip 4, you can start looking for jobs in the industry. Now, jobs as a kind of paid photographer are few and far between. You can look for jobs in high street studios, check out photography websites and look for assisting jobs. You might be able to find wedding photographers who are looking for assistants. So any opportunity that you can find to kind of break into the industry, if you like, it would be really invaluable. However, as I said, there's not many jobs out there, so you do also need to be very proactive. So it might be that you've got a local studio in your hometown. You can approach them. You don't need to wait for a listing to appear online. You can write to them, email them, phone them, ask questions and see whether there's any opportunities available. Also, with it being 2021 and the technology of the internet, we can make our own opportunities, and it's really important. If you really want to get into photography, you have to understand that you're probably going to need to create your own opportunities, whether that's starting freelance work, setting up your own studio, building your own business. The power of social media is epic. So you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook, you've got various social media platforms where you can create your own page, start sharing your work and promoting what you do in search of paid clients. Tip 5, invest in yourself. This is really important and one of the key ones. Education is a lifelong process, so you're always going to want to be developing, learning new skills. You never want to plateau. You always want to be leveling up. So during the pandemic and the lockdowns, we weren't able to work. So what we did is we invested in courses from photographers we admire. Anything we could do to learn new skills, whether that was new techniques, new lighting, or also like the business side of things. Trainings available out there on social media marketing, how to build your brand, all of these kind of things, how to run a business. And really you need both sets of skills, because being able to take great photos is only half the battle. You need to know how to promote yourself, how to put yourself in front of people who may want to hire you for your services. So in summary, the 5 top tips are: get some kit, build your portfolio, learn your craft, look for jobs and invest in yourself. If you've enjoyed this video and you've got value from it, please hit the subscribe button. Also, if you want to leave a comment below with any questions, or if you've got anything you'd like to see us make a video on in the future, you can help shape the channel by letting us know what you want to learn. That's everything for today. All right, thank you, bye-bye. Professional journey.